Good morning. Last night was a little rough. The kids were difficult to put down to bed. So this morning I'm moving a little slow just because I'm tired, but protein coffee, please give me energy. I also have in my fridge some bubblers, which have the amount of caffeine that a cup of coffee would have. So I may have one of those after this, if this doesn't do the trick. I've been doing well with getting my caffeine down, I think, because I was just going way overboard when I introduced Alani's into my life. And now I only get an Alani when I go grocery shopping. That is like my little grocery shopping treat, just one Alani. But I do love the summer bubblers, the orange cream dream freezer. Orange Dream Freezer. That is my favorite bubbler flavor, and last year when I found out that this was a seasonal drink, I didn't know what I was going to do, because I was like, I finally found a sparkling water. This is when I didn't realize that it had caffeine in it, which I was probably overdoing the caffeine on accident for a little bit. But I was very excited that I finally found a sparkling water that I liked just straight up out of the can. Usually when I buy sparkling waters, I mix it with something. I think I'm going to do a video at some point, and let me know if you're interested. I'm probably gonna do it either way, but let me know if you're interested on different mocktails that I can make, and I'm going to need some sparkling water for that. So that's going to be mixing. Also, let me know if you have any mocktails that you really like below, because I want to try it out. Something about the weather getting warmer makes me want to sit outside with a refreshing drink. And we cannot be drinking every day that it's nice out. We just can't be doing that. And by drinking, I mean drinking alcohol, obviously. So mocktails. I'm gonna make a plan to make a few of those. Need sparkling water for that. I've gone on a complete tangent. The plan for today, I am so behind on my cleaning. When the weather got nice, we were outside a lot. So at least we were inside making bigger messes, and I think that was the excuse that I made, was that we weren't around to make the mess. But now things have piled up. I need to clean. So that is kind of on the priority list. My weight loss journey is always going to be number one, unless I'm living in an absolute filth area, then that would be number one. But number one is that I need to get a workout in today. I want to do upper body and then some kind of a cardio, or just something that gets me moving. If I want hardcore for me, cardio, I will probably do Ring Fit Adventure, because that one really gets my heart rate going. If I want a more steady cardio, I'll go for a treadmill walk. Today is another one of those doomy, gloomy days, so we will be inside, hence the cleaning today. I gotta make a list of things that need to be cleaned. It's gonna be a long list, but I really want toast to go with my coffee, but I'm just too lazy to make toast. And this is why I don't eat a lot of breakfast foods, because I just don't feel like cooking in the morning. Like, I'll do a workout in the morning, but cooking, just don't want to do it when I wake up. Even toast. And you can't really meal prep toast. Anyways, I'm going to force myself to make my toast, even though I don't want to. I do keep my toaster in a cabinet under here, because it's just like, you got so many things on your counter, and we don't use this super often. That's another reason I'm feeling lazy, because I had to do all of that. Did you see all that? Here's the bread I got from Aldi. Some kind of multi-grain bread. It served me well. It's way past the expiration date, like by a month, but I figure if you don't see mold and it tastes okay, keep going. I don't see mold. I'm at the point where I'm checking it more often, like more closely, because yeah, this expired April 4th. It's May 19th. For a 25-minute workout, it killed me. My arms are definitely going to be extremely sore tomorrow. I'll link that video down below if I remember. If not, let me know. I forgot to link it, but you should give it a try, because that one was intense. It felt good. I felt like I could do all of the exercise movements, and it was quick. And I like when things are quick and effective. And combine that with the full body workout that I did yesterday, my legs are a little sore today. So tomorrow's probably gonna be a more cardio focused day. I was thinking about doing some kind of a cardio today, decided against it. I think cleaning will be my cardio today. After my workout, took a quick body shower, I washed up my bangs, and then I started cleaning. I got laundry to do, I got floors to mop, I got toilets to scrub, but I will spare you from the toilets because that's just gross. We are getting close to 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna finish scrubbing up toilets and scrubbing bathroom floors and such. After that, I'm going to make a very quick salad. I already portioned out most of my salad, so it should come together very quickly today. And then later tonight, I'm gonna be having grilled chicken and green beans. And I have a little room in my calorie budget for something sweet. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have tonight, but we will see what I end up craving. Okay, I gotta go get some stuff done. I didn't realize that I was running out of salad. So this may turn into more of a bowl than a salad situation. Well, actually, it's not a bad amount of salad. It's just I would probably have used more. Then I have leftover chicken with black beans and corn. That fills up most of the bowl there. And a serving of my favorite salad dressing. Oops. Okay, I guess 40 grams of my favorite salad dressing. Oops. Italian blend cheese. This salad is huge. It's really hard to mix it. Hopefully I don't make a mess. I swear I always make a mess when I make salads. Okay, there it is. I just need to adjust in my app that I added more dressing than planned. I am not doing very good with my steps today. I'm only at just under 7,000 steps and it's 4:11 right now. Even with the mopping, I went on a short walk with the kids. They kind of got bored of it pretty quickly. So it was a very short walk, but I was trying to get some extra steps in there and I feel like I got nothing. So I may be ending my day with a little bit of a treadmill walk because I'm feeling a little bit lazy about it. My arms are feeling quite sore right now. My legs, they're not as sore as they were this morning, but I still feel a little something like in the upper thigh. Anyways, I was just about to start making dinner. I've had these in my freezer for a minute. My mom brought them. They're just green beans. So I think I'm going to just cook all of these up. And if I have leftovers, I'll just end up eating it again tomorrow. I am kind of hoping that my kids will want to eat this. I don't know. What I've been doing with them is just a vegetable needs to be on their plate. They don't have to do anything with it if they don't want to, but it would make me very happy if they did, and I'm really pumped when they take a bite of something, but I don't know, because I don't like fighting at dinner every single night. It's not fun for anybody involved. So I just keep putting the healthy things on their plates and then put one thing on their plate that I know that they'll eat, and I'm just hoping at some point curiosity will strike and they will just go for the vegetables. Anyways, enough about my parenting woes. Let's get this going. Here's my chicken marinating in some Italian dressing. So while I was getting the chicken out of the marinade to put on the grill, it splashed and I got just a little bit of the marinade in my hair and I freaked out because I'm very cautious when I'm cooking with chicken. Like anytime raw chicken gets anywhere near me, anywhere near any tools, it doesn't even need to be in direct contact with said thing. Like I disinfect all of my counters when I make chicken. So the food safety of raw chicken, I'm very passionate about. So when it splashed into my hair, I can't even tell you the shock that I felt. I almost wish that I was recording in that moment because it was a sight to see, I'm sure. But anyways, I did enjoy my meal. My kid did try a green bean. Very exciting. He didn't like it, but he did try it, and that is a step. So I enjoyed my meal. When my kids decided that they were done and they ran away, I watched a little Do We Know Them and just enjoyed my meal because literally every time I make dinner, I will put it all on the table, get everybody set up. There's like a million things that I will forget on my way to sitting down. And by the time I sit down, it feels like everybody else has finished their meal. So I am usually eating alone, but that's okay. This is just a season of life. It will not be for forever. At some point, my children will be able to get up and do their own tasks. But for now, I'm kind of a waitress. The kids are now in bed. I am in the office where my treadmill is. I'm putting on my tennis shoes. Gonna do a little walk. I am gonna try my best to not get sweaty, because the goal for me is to just get a little bit more movement into my day. It doesn't need to be strenuous movement. I just want a little bit more, because usually I would have hit 10,000 steps by now. Honestly, on a normal day, I'd probably be at about 12,000 steps right now. And I'm at 8,000. So we are going to get to at least 10,000, or at least until I don't feel like doing it anymore, because I'm not super strict about the 10,000 steps a day thing. I like to hit it because I feel like when I do hit 10,000 steps a day, it means that I've been active throughout my entire day. And that is what is important to me, is just that I'm moving throughout the day. But sometimes with strength training, especially upper body day, which was today, there's not a lot of steps on those days, but I am doing activities. So if I don't get to 10,000 today, not going to beat myself up about it, but I have a little bit of energy tonight. So I thought, why not? I also thought it would be fun to do a little treadmill chat. That is why I have my little microphone. I didn't love it when I used it in my last treadmill chat, but it definitely was better than just hearing the treadmill alone. My treadmill is old. She's loud. And it's very rude. So, and also maybe I can just figure out how to use my microphone. I put a different fuzzy thing on it. I don't know if it matters. This one is gray. The last one was black. I don't know. I'm also like waving it around. That's probably like really annoying to sound. I'm going to finish tying my shoes and then we will chat. Now it is getting to be nighttime. It's dark in this room, so I apologize for the lighting, but this is kind of a podcast-esque clip in the vlog. The visuals don't matter so much. What matters is what we're talking about today. So I'm just going to clip on my safety, because you never know when I'm going to forget how to walk, and I don't want the treadmill to keep going if I do fall. It has not happened yet, but I have had a few close calls where I've accidentally stepped with one foot off of the tread and it's just messed up everything. But I was able to catch myself with the safety bar. I'm hearing noises. It's just my dishwasher. Every time I hear a noise that sounds a little bit off, I'm like, are my kids awake? I think I do hear a child. I might be getting interrupted here pretty soon. Oh gosh. Okay, that was my dishwasher again. Okay. I'm going to start the treadmill and hope it doesn't wake up a kid, because I'm pretty sure that these are dishwasher sounds, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay. So what I thought could be a fun thing that we just chit-chat about today is talking about consistency versus perfection, because a lot of times I make these the same thing, and I need to not make them the same thing. Being consistent does not mean that you are perfect. Being consistent means that a majority of the time you're doing good. So for example, in my weight loss journey, today is a good example of a good day. I planned out all of my meals before I was even awake. I made adjustments if I needed to. I let there be wiggle room within my plan so that I can have things in between. So like, I may have had a bite of my kid's taco today when he had lunch. It was delicious. I do have room in my calories for that. And I have absolutely no clue how many calories I ate of that. And I don't know if I could even guesstimate the amount of calories in that. But I left wiggle room for that. I also left wiggle room for if I want a snack midday. I don't always want a mid-afternoon snack, but sometimes I do. It does come up randomly. And if it doesn't happen, then I have even more for my evening snack. that is my favorite snack of the day because I feel snacky at night. And that could be to my detriment sometimes. Like tonight, I have room for my popcorn, which is great. Very excited about that. But the thing about popcorn is that it can be quite salty, and that does add to the scale in the morning. Now that'll quickly flush out as soon as I stay hydrated the next day. And then the day after that, I'll see probably a bigger drop. But I know this about myself because I weigh myself every single day. We'll get to that. I'm getting ahead of myself. Consistency versus perfectionism. Consistency is doing good most of the time. Today was a good day, and I would say a good 75 to 80% of the time, I have a day like today. And yes, there's like 20 to 25% of the time where my day does not look like this. And those are days like my birthday. I wasn't doing a very good job at counting calories, really at all, throughout my birthday week. And that's how I gained the 5 pounds that I'm hoping to lose tomorrow, although the scale will not show it because of the salty popcorn. But with the trend that I have right now, I should have lost the 5 pounds completely by tomorrow because I'm only a pound away from it. I've lost 4 pounds. The only reason that I dropped 4 pounds as quick as I did was because it's a lot easier to lose that number on the scale. Like it's not, the 5 pounds that I gained was not fat. The 5 pounds that I gained was like inflammation and salt and sugar and all that. It wasn't all fat. Maybe some of it was, but not all of it. So that leaves pretty quickly. I'm getting in another tangent, but I'm sure you've heard of the 80-20 rule. And before I really got deep into my weight loss journey, the 80-20 rule, I thought of that as more of like a daily thing. Every single day was a specific 80-20. And now I think of 80-20 as more of a weekly to monthly thing. So for the month of May, I don't know, I'm not good at math. There was 1 week that I didn't do horrible, but I didn't do great. Other than that, I would say every other week in May, I was at 80 to 100%. I almost would classify today as a 100% kind of day, especially since I'm on the treadmill right now getting extra steps that I don't really need to get, but I have the energy to do it, so why not? 1 week in May, the rest of it, 80 to 100%, did good. So that means at the end of the month, if you compare it to the beginning of the month, I will still have lost weight and probably the same amount of weight that I was trending down towards, even though I had a whole week where I was just not doing 100%. Now my cat's leaving, and that makes me nervous. He's acting like he hears something. It could just be a bird. It could be one of my kids. So with consistency, you need strategic flexibility. I feel like I'm saying such big, fancy words. They really aren't that big or fancy, but strategic flexibility. Just being strategic in where you want to be flexible. Oh my gosh. I knew that my mom was going to be making me a cheesecake for my birthday. I also knew my husband does not like cheesecake. And the chances of my children liking cheesecake were slim because they're very picky. And honestly, they don't have the same sweet tooth that I have. They're starting to get into the sweets, but they would rather sit down with a bag of chips than a piece of cake. So I knew that this cheesecake was likely going to be all mine. I may have eaten an entire cheesecake in about 3 or 4 days. Not my best moment, but I kind of had a feeling that it was gonna happen. Like, yes, I was trying my best to space it out, to not eat an entire cheesecake in 3 days. But I did it, and I know myself. I know I can't control myself around cheesecake. That's why last year I bought myself a singular cheesecake, like a slice of cheesecake. That way, when it was gone, and it was just one piece. But my mom makes such a good cheesecake, and that is what I asked for my birthday. was for my mom to make me a cheesecake, and she delivered. It was delicious. I'm just thinking about it now. So I knew this was gonna happen. So I made sure my first week of May was good. I did struggle slightly because I was kind of on a bad habit slump for a little bit, but I was starting to get back into tracking calories better. So the first week of May, I would say I did about 80%. So I did okay. I did about what was expected of me. I kind of wished that it would have been 100% every single day just because of what was coming, but it's okay. 80% is fine. Then we had the week of my birthday where I ate an entire cheesecake, and then other than the cheesecake, well, I did have a night where I enjoyed a few alcoholic beverages. Or maybe it was 2 nights. I think it might have been 2 nights. That definitely affected things too. But other than that, my meals were still fairly similar to when I am trying to eat healthily. I just wasn't tracking it because I didn't want to be sad about how much cheesecake I ate. I didn't want to think about it. So I wasn't tracking my food for the week of my birthday. And then the week after my birthday, I got back into it. And now we are here today. I have, I think, 1 more week left in May. And I'm gonna end May strong. My goal for May is to get to 160 pounds. And I do think that I can get there because I stayed consistent even though I wasn't perfect. And then another thing that I wanted to talk about was how I weigh myself every single day. And I feel like a lot of people that watch my channel tend to agree with me on this. Let me know if you disagree for yourself anyways. I can understand if it doesn't work for you, but I do weigh myself every single day because I like the data. I enjoy understanding why my weight is the way it is. Tomorrow, it might stay steady with what I weighed myself at this morning, or it might go up because of the salty popcorn that I'm going to consume after this. I also tend to see a jump in my weight when I get back to strength training after taking a break because my muscles are inflamed. And then sometimes I will see it drop if I'm not on my water game, which today was good, but a few days ago I didn't drink like any water. It was all like Diet Coke and coffee and a bubbler. Yeah, no, it was like all caffeine the other day, but we're trying to get better about the water situation. But sometimes water can make me feel heavier the next day. And I know all of this because I take what I weigh myself every morning and I think about what happened yesterday, or I Google what different things could make you gain this much weight overnight. And usually my answer is listed in there. Weighing myself, it doesn't have any emotional ties to me most of the time. I was gonna say at all. That's not completely true. There are some days where it gets to me. I'm like, I've done so much and I'm gaining weight. This is so annoying. And I can't figure out the reason why I'm gaining weight. Although usually it has something to do with my cycle, I'm sure. But sometimes it can be a bummer. I would say 80-20. 80% of the time, I'm good with the data. It doesn't make a difference in my mood, in how I'm planning my day at all. And then 20% of the time, it affects my mood a little bit. And then I spiral and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? But yeah, I know that's probably not the most organized conversation about perfectionism versus consistency, or about the data versus my feelings. But I hope I got my point across. And I think I'm gonna turn off my treadmill and figure out why my cat seems concerned. I just hit 10,000 steps. We did it. I am a little sweaty though, so I didn't accomplish that. But it is time for me to go and enjoy my popcorn, watch a YouTube video. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Bye!